Who were the OULED nails? OULED nail is a dance term that falls entirely within the realm of tradition and folklore. Pronounced OULED Nile, they were a Berber tribe whose territory extended from Biskra to Jaffa in Algeria. They were said to have originated in the Montes de OULED, being prosperous due to the manner in which the women of the tribe earned their living, by dancing. Little girls were trained from an early age in the art of dancing. They left their desert towns between the ages of 9 and 12 to go to the cafes and practice their trade. If they decided to stay in the oasis towns of the Sahara to guide younger incoming OULED Niles, then they returned to their desert homes about 15 years later to marry. The quality of the marriage depended greatly on the type of dowry they saved for themselves. The OULED nails had to obtain sufficient wealth to secure a good marriage. After marriage, an OULED nail settled down to becoming a good wife and a good mother. The costumes of the OULED nails are always magnificent, but in an unusual way. Heavily made-up eyes darkened with kohl, faces tattooed and adorned with heavy jewelry. Their hair is oiled and worn in braids on both sides of the face, looped up and held in place by big earrings. They went unveiled when almost all the women in North Africa were covered. The costume focuses on a profusion of jewelry, bracelets, earrings, and necklaces. They are known to wear huge bracelets with studs and spikes an inch long protruding from them in order to protect themselves. They wore veils in place, held by gold fillets. Their skirts were voluminous. They wore the money they earned sewn into their garments. Another way was in long necklaces, another to hold the skirts and the shawls together with coins. A third way was to ornament their headdresses. Sometimes these elaborate headdresses were topped with feathers. The dancing style of the OULED nail was very earthy. Shoulder shimmies and undulations were common upper body movements. Twisting movements in the hips were usual, along with rolling stomach movements and heavy hip drops. Ted Shawn, the American dancer and husband of Ruth St. Denis, witnessed the dance of the OULED nails in the early 1900s. It's not a suggestive dance for the simple reason that it leaves nothing to the imagination, and because of this unashamed animality, revolts the average white tourist to the point of being unable to admire the phenomenal mastery of which these women have a part of their body and have no voluntary control at all. Very little is known about the OULED nails due to the fact that their history was erased by a great deal of political circumstances, namely the Algerian Revolution, which extended from 1904 to 1962. The OULED nails, who made a tremendous amount of their money from catering to people traveling through Algeria, lost the income, and most of the troops broke up and became members of other organizations and other tribes, basically assimilating into the Algerian nation and just becoming traditional people. This is a way of life that's now forgotten. In the next frame, I will play some music that is traditionally Algerian, not OULED nail, but this lady might possibly have been an OULED nail if she would have lived in this section of Algeria. During the next frame, I will play Sheikha Rimati, who is from Western Algeria. I will now play some very traditional Algerian music. Although it's not traditionally associated with the OULED nails, it is a very, very representative of some of the types of music that was played during this time.
الشيخ الرميسي الكبيرة الوهرانية الحقانية اقتصادية من الهند القديم الشيخ محمد النمس الشيخ البكاي الشيخ محمد العكرمي يا عثمان ها عثمان ناضت هاي القمرية يا عثمان ها عثمان ناضت هاي القمرية
These women, according to their outlaw status, lived a life on the outside of the fringes of Algerian society. but play an important role in the history of Algeria. If you're interested in any more information about the history of Algeria, you can contact me at KWOOLR or reach me on the World Wide Web at www.lulu.com/KWOOLR. Again, www.lulu.com/KWOOLR.